Suck my balls, Cal. No! No, he has to suck my balls!
You like to suck my balls, don't deny it.
Oh, suck my balls, you ginger Jew rat hall monitor! Punk-ass stoolie, who the do you think you are? Suck my balls, K-10. That's right, suck my Canadian balls! Suck my balls! No, you suck my balls! Thanks, everybody. Suck my balls! Yeah, whatever, you can suck our balls. Suck my balls, 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 suck my balls.
How would you children like to suck on my chocolate salty balls?
Oh, you mean like a chocolate candy?
No, I mean my balls.
Yes. Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Yes, welcome back to another edition of
Suck my balls. Suck my balls.
Suck My Balls.
Suck my balls. Suck my balls.
Suck My Balls. A South Park review. That's right. We review South Park for you each and every week in linear fashion. I'm your host in the heat and I can't be beat. I'm your guy who's high where the air is dry. Your boy, MSG. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Matthew_Heather. Each and every week, I'm joined by one or two guys or more as we like to slap our thighs in joy, laughter, sadness, confusion as we break down every episode of South Park for you, just for you. But I am not alone, as I mentioned. Usually up on the scene, we've got my boy. But he's not here. I saw him on Tuesday. We went to the gym. We should have recorded probably thereafter, but Scoop had plans to go golfing. So, and then we took a rest day. Then we took another rest day. And now it's Friday, March 4th, as we record this episode days in advance because my birthday is March 7th, so I won't be here in town. But I digress because I am not alone, ladies and gentlemen, making his way back to the podcast. That's right. He's got a doctorate in loveonomics. He's got a doctorate in punkonomics. And he's got a doctorate in promotionomics. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the doctor. He's dirty. He's Dr. Dirty Joe Vernola. Hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I was pursuing my doctorate in thugonomics as well, but the doctor of thugonomics is a giant asshole if you can even see him.
That's what I was going to say. How did you ever even get time with him? Because no one's ever seen him.
It was really weird because we never knew if he was there or not.
Did you communicate like via email? Like, I feel like that's really the only
way. Yeah, that was pretty much how we did it.
That makes sense. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
That or is TA.
Well, welcome back to the podcast, Joe. As we get ready to, I was talking about the gym, I think that kind of segues really well with today's episode. As some of our boys, two of them, well, not two of our specific four main character boys, but two of the children of South Park are going to be involved in the Special Olympics, and our favorite. Well, at least my favorite character, and I assume yours, Eric Cartman, is going to also be trying to get in on this Special Olympic fad. But before we get in there, we just want to go ahead and shout out our sponsor, thebakeboysclub.com. Use our code SuckMyBallsPod. You'll save 20% off your order. The Bake Boys, not just the brand, it's a lifestyle. So, if you want some cool merch, look cool, I don't know, buy some Bake Boys gear and use our code SuckMyBallsPod. Save some money. And we look cool too. Come on, help me out here. We're trying to win things. I don't know if we'd win, but there's a competition in my mind, and I want to win it. But there was a competition in these boys' mind and hearts and their physical prowess here, Joe, as today's episode we're reviewing is Up the Down Steroid. Kind of a very interesting title, kind of a tongue twister, yeah?
It is. I think it was also kind of a tongue-in-cheek homage to Up the Down Staircase, which is a book from like the 60s or something along those lines. And then obviously there's Down because it's a little bit of play on Down syndrome. And this is a very This is a very involved title.
It is. Okay. Well, let's talk about the episode. Up the Down Steroid is the second episode of season 8 and the 113th overall episode of South Park as it aired on March 24, 2004. Jimmy in this episode, as we mentioned, along with now Timmy, are going to be training for the upcoming Special Olympics. And Jimmy is determined, Joe, to win at any cost. Go ahead.
Live to win. Live till you die.
You fucking die. Live to win till you die. I'm gonna need a montage. Anyway.
Live.
Yeah. Two. Yeah. Win. Synopsis, as we mentioned there, Jimmy is going to be training for the Special Olympics. So the plot of this story starts out with Jimmy and Timmy. They're, of course, are two disabled children of South Park. And they are set to participate in the Special Olympics, which is in Denver. They both asked the boys if they could. They both asked around school, and specifically Cartman, Kenny, Stan, and Kyle, if they could, show up to the event and cheer them on. Stan, Kyle, and Kenny are like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. Cartman, however, though, thinks that this is farce, where handicapped kids could compete against each other to amuse the crowd. He's like,
yeah, it was like. I mean, like Cartman's anger came from a good place, but it was obviously such a blatant misunderstanding of what was going on. Like, man, why are they just putting them there for our entertainment? Like,
that's so messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the opening of the show here.
Hey, Phyllis. Oh, hey, Jimmy. Hey, Timmy. Timmy! Say, Phyllis, Timmy and I were wondering if maybe you would come and cheer for us next Saturday. We're both competing in the Special Olympics down in Denver. The Special Olympics? What's so special about them?
They're Olympic Games for handicapped people.
What? Timmy and I are competing in a variety of events. Yeah, sure, we'll come cheer you and Timmy on.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Thanks a lot, Phyllis. Well, we gotta get down to the training center and start working out. Word is we have a lot of stiff competition this year.
Well, all right, see you on Saturday, guys.
Dude, I can't believe they exploit handicapped people like this. I mean, making them compete against each other just for our amusement.
You're an asshole, Cartman.
What'd I do?
What'd I do? First of all, let's point out the fact in that scene, was it they're playing the board game?
Yeah.
Bill something. Bill, what is it?
Was it John Curtis?
I'm Bill Curtis. Bill. We had part of it. You had the last name. I had the first name. I'm Bill Curtis. That's what it is.
Yeah, because it's they're making fun of murder porn.
Don't give Kyle AIDS. Anyway, dude, that's fucked up. Don't give Kyle AIDS. So as you heard there, yes, Kyle calls him an asshole, obviously, for thinking that, as you pointed out. Cartman's intention may have been the best, but his, definition of what the Special Olympics were was definitely jaded. So now...
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, yeah. So now we go over to Timmy and Jimmy. So after practicing some bench pressing with Timmy, Jimmy sees another handicapped kid, which we know of, named Nathan. Hey, Jimmy. Mipsy. So, and he's hiding in a dark corner. Nathan offers him some steroid to help him win. And Jimmy, gets these new drugs cannot be detected in urine tests, he tells him. And Jimmy accepts the offer thinking, how hard could it be? Steroids, Joe. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. I just...
How do you feel about steroids? Do you feel like I don't want to say in a clinical standpoint, but let's say if it was used properly, I feel like if used properly, if everybody was using steroids properly, just like in an athletic standpoint, couldn't it be beneficial for everybody?
Well, see, and I was thinking about this last night, and I think about this fairly often, especially and being associated with the industry I'm associated with and everything. And there's actually a really good documentary. I think it might still be on Netflix. It's called Bigger, Stronger, Faster, that really delves into it. I'm really into personal freedoms and everything. And if someone makes the choice that they're going to put these things into their body to gain a competitive advantage, as far as I'm concerned, fucking let them, because They know what they're doing.
No, I guess my retort into that is more, let's talk about more the competitive standpoint. Do you feel more of and maybe more of those competitive standpoints? Let's use baseball, for example. If everybody could just take HGH and steroids and everybody's just quote unquote on an even playing field, then wouldn't there be a evolution of a healthier way to take these performance enhancing drugs over time?
Oh, no, there definitely would be. And using your baseball example, especially because that sport is so quote unquote dirty.
And it's relevant to this episode.
Yeah, definitely relevant to the episode. They don't make you see the ball any better. They don't improve your plate discipline. They don't even really improve your twitch reflexes. It's just makes you have a little bit more meat and a little bit faster of a bat speed behind you when you swing. But like,
well, I think the argument that in that regard is just recovery, right? The ability to take those type of performance enhancing drugs helps you recover from those injuries faster, which is a competitive advantage. Yes,
it definitely is. And it's definitely a competitive advantage that it makes you stronger, faster. But if we even the playing field and make that available to everyone, right, then at that point, it's kind of on you for, which in my mind, then it would evolve into, you'd have people like, Chris Nowinski, who's pushed so for concussions. It'd be like in that same standpoint where you'd have a commission, a body of people who were probably overseeing a clinical standpoint on what's the proper way to take these drugs for performance enhancing usage. But also at the same time, then that brings up the separate argument. Well, then anybody could do it, right? Right. And like, if you look at Chael Sonnen in MMA, he was Vitor Belfort's more of a cheater, but like they got popped for taking these hormones that were basically because they fucked up taking when they were taking steroids earlier, it fucked up their testosterone production. So now they have to take TRT.
Right, exactly. With like Dan Henderson and stuff like that. I remember all the controversy that back in the day. But let's get back to this episode because we'll stay on top of it, of course, with the steroids here, as we mentioned there. Jimmy, let's go to that scene as he's in the locker room now with Nathan and Timmy.
Timmy! Seven! Timmy! I can't! Oh, man. Gee whiz, Timmy. It looks like we have some pretty stiff competition this year. All the special athletes seem to be in tip-top condition, and I can't even get past 7 reps. Oh, well, that's it for me, Timmy. I'm pooped. I'll see you in the locker room. Oh, Timmy! Hey, Jimmy. Good luck on Saturday. You too, Francis.
Nathan here.
Hey, Jimmy.
Oh, hey, Nathan.
So, I see you training pretty hard.
Yeah, it sure is tough. I'm training really hard, but I'm not improving fast enough, and the Special Olympics are a week away.
Well, maybe I can help you out. There are shortcuts.
What kind of shortcuts?
Steroids.
EVS music.
Steroids? But aren't those illegal?
Yeah, sure, but these are new. They don't show up in a urine test.
So, how do they work?
You just take one of these little blue babies 3 times a day and inject this directly into your bloodstream twice a day before meals.
How much would this cost me?
It isn't cheap. I've got to keep Vice off my back and secure shipments from overseas.
Well, maybe I'll just use them a little bit, as a performance enhancer.
Whatever you say, Jimmy, my friend. Whatever you say.
Whatever you say, Jimmy, my friend.
Oh, it was so after school special. And Nathan is just fucking hilarious.
Not just after school special. It's more like definitely like just mob boss special too, right? Like,
yeah,
you guys off my back and off my overhead.
And secure overseas shipments. It's friggin' steroid. Also, ladies and gentlemen, hate to break it to you, steroids take longer than a week to kick in.
Damn it.
Yeah, you can't go on the gas on a Monday and be Bruce Banner on Sunday.
No, you can't. I will say, excuse me, I've never taken steroids and I've never taken HGH. However, I have been prescribed like some, not testosterone enhancement, but like some body circulation, stuff like that. And even on working out, like I didn't notice any difference in my body for like 3 months is when I finally started to see something.
Yeah. And it's
that's how long it takes. You have to eat right. You got to exercise correct.
Yeah.
And take some diligence in creating those hobbies.
Yeah, definitely. And I do know people that went on a few cycles here and there, but you know,
so do I.
Yeah, and it takes a while for it to kick in.
So after this, Cartman now sees a brochure, as we mentioned, because he got that brochure that Jimmy gave him, and in the brochure it says that the Special Olympics is offering a grand prize of $1,000. So Cartman decides, well, fuck, I'm just going to be disabled and I'm going to beat all the handicapped children in the event and win the $1,000. Of course, Stan and Kyle tell him that this is a horrible idea. And then we go into the Cartman this rigorous push it to the limit montage, training regimen of reading books of how to be handicapped, sitting on special education bus while taking notes of how mental, I'm not going to say the word that the notes, of how mentally disabled people act, cutting his hair badly, studying a Kid Rock performance, modifying his shoes so it looks like he has a club foot, and putting on a bicycle helmet so tight that his face is badly deformed with hair like sticking out to the top. Cartman later realizes that he requires an adult to sign him up for the Special Olympics on his behalf. He's going to go to his mom and convince his mom. Leanne explains that he cannot go to the Olympics to cheat with other special children. Cartman, of course, and reason with her that aren't I special? And don't I have such a good mother? I have such a good mother. And then, of course, Leanne is moved by his words and agrees to take him there. So before we go to some of those clips, man, a little bit of, just Cartman, the ultimate form of manipulation here. Again, he's willing to do whatever it takes to fool whoever it means to try and get ahead.
Right. Like, I'm surprised he didn't pull out the I've got the best mom in the best mom song.
All right. Well, let's go to some of these clips here and then we'll kind of break them down here.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
You guys, I have the best idea ever. I'm going to be rich.
What?
Dude, I was looking at the Special Olympics brochure and check this out. At the end of the Special Olympics, a grand champion special athlete is crowned and given a cash prize of $1,000. So, dude, think about it. If somebody just pretended to be mentally handicapped, they could easily win the competition and get the $1,000.
Oh, no. Cartman, no.
It's flawless. I'll act like I have a disability, and when the time comes to compete, I'll kick ass against all the handicapped.
That's really, really terrible, dude.
Terrible? Whatever, you guys' brains just can't compute complex plans like mine can. It'll work, you'll see.
Cartman, I will not stand by and let you cheat your way to winning the Special Olympics.
Why?
Because.
What are you gonna do, Kyle? Tell on me? Then you'll be a great big no-good double-faced poopy-pants tattle-tale. Is that really how you deal with your problems? Grow up, Kyle.
I love that.
All I have to do is make people think I'm handicapped and I get $1,000. It won't be easy, but nothing worth having ever is.
It's just limit.
I want to be in the Special Olympics. Boozer.
All right, next scene here, we move on. Jimmy is taking some steroids.
Shooting it up like heroin.
Right? Oh, I like this part. Yeah,
Hey, Lord,
Jimmy, are you masturbating? Okay, you are.
Jimmy, were you masturbating?
No, Dad.
Okay, well, you have a visitor.
Hi, Jimmy.
Oh, hi, Nancy.
New
I
girlfriend.
was hoping we could study for the spelling test tomorrow.
Oh, sure thing. Come on in.
I didn't know you had a girlfriend, Jim.
Yeah, Dad, we've been going out since we met in free period last week.
I'll leave you two
Are you
alone.
masturbating?
You sure you weren't masturbating, Jim? It's okay if you were.
Dad, Jesus Christ.
Asking right in front of the girl, too.
I don't think she understood what that meant, though. Here comes Cartman now as he unveils his brand new look to the boys.
Day. Hey guys, what's going on?
God damn you.
You see, gentlemen, the Special Olympics Championship and my $1,000 is just 4 days away. I'm going to go sign up now.
No, you're not. I read the brochure, Cartman. If you're under 18, you have to have a parent with you to sign up for the Special Olympics.
Well, let's jump over to that then. He talks to his mom.
Get you to do something for me?
What's that, hon?
Okay, this is going to sound a little strange, but stick with me.
Stick with me.
Ma'am, would you mind coming with me to sign up for the Special Olympics so I can beat all the handicapped kids and win $1,000?
Oh, no, sweetie. I believe those Olympics are just for special children.
I'm not special? I thought you always said I was special.
The oh shit
hon,
look on her face.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
I'll split the money with you.
I'm sorry, Eric. The answer is no.
Cartman's still thinking.
Thinking so hard.
Here's the truth.
Here we go.
God, this is going to be hard to say.
Damn it, he's so good.
I think, Mom, that I've been hard on some of the handicapped kids at school in the
Oh,
past.
this is 3 seconds.
I've sometimes looked at people with disabilities as people God put here on earth for my amusement, but now I'm starting to think, if I could just spend one day in their shoes, if I could just see the challenges they face every day, maybe I wouldn't be so cold. I just want a chance to change. Help me change?
Manipulative.
Oh, all right, sweetie. I'll take you tomorrow.
What a manipulative piece of shit.
He's so good at it, dude.
He really is.
He's so good at manipulating. Like, he thought of that in less than 5 seconds. Just,
Right?
Story.
You can see the
Boom.
wheels turning like, oh, shit, this is it.
Like, I know I'm pretty good when it comes to like thinking on my feet, but not in like that manipulative fashion. Like, my brain doesn't jump to that. It jumps to more like, okay, how can I sell myself, but in a good way? Not like, let me try to manipulate you into thinking things aren't true. You know what I mean?
Right.
Man, he's so good at that. Well, as you heard there, we broke down some of the scenes there. It's going to progress forward. So Cartman does convince his mom to let him, Cartman's mom does take him, and she was able to get him into the Special Olympics. While this is going down, Timmy's going to discover that Jimmy has been taking steroids. And, he basically finds his bag and he's all disappointed, like, Jimmy. And Jimmy, of course, tries to make him forget about witnessing them, and to stop him from telling his coaches, he interjects and makes conversations, and but Timmy's unable to say anything other than Timmy and Jimmy, so it's really not that hard for Jimmy to try and prevent him from explaining.
Yeah, it really is. And the scene with Mackie is one of my favorite scenes in all 25 years of the show. Timmy, that's right. You're Timmy. Jimmy, that's right. Jimmy.
All right, well, let's go to the clip here of Timmy finding the steroids, and then we'll go to that Mackie clip.
You're really improving. Timmy! I think I've really got a shot at the gold in the swimming competition. Coach says I'm the fastest he's ever seen. Well, I'll see you bright and early for practice tomorrow, Tim Tim. Oh, hey, could you hand me my bag?
Here we go.
Timmy!
Steroids. Jimmy. This long pause. They're looking at each other.
Tim? So, hey, Timmy, how about we go out for a donut later?
The steroids all in the bottle. Come on.
I'll see you later, Tim Tim. Timmy! Look, it's really none of your beeswax, Timmy. Timmy! Because maybe I don't have what it takes to win without them. Timmy! You aren't gonna tell anybody, are you? Timmy! Look, it's my body, and it's my choice what I put in it. Timmy! Jimmy! Don't lecture me on the complexities of sportsmanship. You know as well as I do, most of the kids in Special Olympics are shooting up to compete. I'm just trying to keep up. Timmy. So what are you gonna do now, huh? You gonna be a fucking narc and go show that bottle to the coaches?
Timmy drops him, rolls away.
Don't think you're any better than me, Timmy. I'm just living in the real world.
All right. All right, so before we move on here, we got to break down a little bit of the scene because you can't. If you're listening to the podcast, you don't know what's going on here with a lot of the body language. But essentially, here Timmy finds the steroids, and in that conversation, which I guess we can gather, Timmy of course makes the argument, dude, you shouldn't be taking steroids. It's not good for you. Of course, Jimmy says, my body, I can do whatever I want with it. And then it sounds like then Timmy even starts to lecture him on, dude, like this is cheating and you shouldn't be doing this. Which Jimmy retorts, dude, everybody is shooting up in all the special ed. And, what are you going to do? You're going to go be a narc. And then, of course, Timmy drops the bottle of steroids and rolls off. But it's just ridiculous because for those who don't understand when I said I like how the bottle just says steroids. If you get steroids or any form of medication, it's never the name of what you're buying. It's always some medical name that you can barely pronounce.
Yeah, and it's just steroids.
Hydrobiflovia flavin. And you're just like, what? Steroids. Oh, okay. I guess I'll take it. All right. So let's move on here now. As we mentioned, Timmy is going to go to the counselor's office and he's going to have a sit down conversation with Mr. Mackey.
Oh, hi, Timmy. Come on in. I understand you have something important you want to talk to me about. Okay?
Timmy.
Well, Timmy, as your counselor, I want you to know that you can tell me anything, okay? And whatever's troubling you, I want to try and help you with it.
Timmy.
Okay, right, you're Timmy. You have a problem?
No, Timmy. Jimmy.
Jimmy?
So he rolls over to Jimmy. Points to a picture of him on the wall.
Oh, Jimmy Vollmer. Oh, okay, what about him?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Was hanging out with Jimmy. Jimmy, the bag. His bag, and it was full of steroids. He confronted Jimmy. And then Timmy rolled away.
Okay. I don't quite follow, Timmy.
Jimmy.
Right, Jimmy Vollmer.
Jimmy.
I love how he makes the noise of the plunger.
So unfortunately there, of course, due to Timmy's lack of communication skills, he's not able to explain to Mr. Garrison there, look, Jimmy. Basically, right. Basically, like, come on. Like, I mean, in a normal sense, I think if we saw that and someone explained to me, I'd be like, are you saying someone took steroids and like now they're stronger? Jimmy. Exactly. So that's how, okay. But of course, Mr. Mackey, okay.
Because everyone in the town's a fucking idiot.
Well, it is South Park, right? So, of course, now throughout this episode, Kyle tries to talk Cartman out of his plans. Of course, Kyle does not have a high opinion of Cartman and always kind of seems to, kind of look at him as a ruthless boy. But Kyle sees Cartman's plans as so horrible that he seriously is worrying that Cartman is going to go to hell for his antics. He's like, I'm seriously worried about your overall safety. He even goes as far as to call Cartman his friend, right? And Cartman does not pay Kyle any attention here in this next scene, believing that Kyle is not in a position to preach morality because he is Jewish. And of course, Cartman's all passion of the Jew. All right, so we're going to go to that clip here.
Cartman, I really, really have a problem with what you're doing. I object to it morally, and I find it grossly offensive.
Yep. Book.
Go on, Kat. I know that I often have serious moral objections to the things that you do, but this time I think you really need to reconsider. Because if you do this, I believe you will go to hell. So I feel it is my responsibility as your friend to tell people what you're doing and to put a stop to it.
Well, Kyle, I understand where you're coming from, and I appreciate you being so direct. The thing is, you really have kind of a warped view on morality because you're Jewish. Now, Kyle, you haven't gone to see Mel Gibson's film, The Passion, but
I didn't come here to talk about the Passion, Cartman.
let me finish. If you had seen The Passion, you would know that hell is reserved for the Jews and all those who don't accept Christ. That being the case, it is actually me who is worried about your soul.
I came here to talk about you.
Yes. And instead, you had a breakthrough yourself. This is really the beginning of a whole new chapter of your life, Kyle. Good luck.
Oh my God, he's so good. Yeah, breakthrough. Next chapter, if you like, huh? Oh my gosh. Fucking Cartman. He's so good. Oh, by the way, speaking of Passion of the Jew, that episode is next week. We finally get to review it. The long-awaited joke that me and Scoop finally we make on the side all the time. The reference will be out and about. It doesn't matter what it is, but somehow I'll just start going into the ticket taker's voice of when he's standing at the movie theater and Kyle walks up to him and wants to watch the movie, and ticket taker says, "This movie is rated R by a Motion Picture Association of America, but since it actually depicts the crucifixion of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I'm gonna go ahead and see it."
That's.
I've also looked up his name, and we do have an official name. His name is Rick, which when you roll it off the tongue, ticket taker Rick works pretty good. Ticket taker Rick. Ticket taker Rick. My name's Rick. I used to be a ticket taker, and now I'm the manager at Burger King. Well, because we sell the goo. Anyway, getting off topic here. Let's get back to the episode now as we're getting toward the...
my goo.
Oh, I'm a goo man. Yes, I sell goo. Meanwhile, Nancy, Jimmy's girlfriend, is worried about kind of like him being different than he was before. He was all buffed up. She says that Jimmy is going too far to try and win the Special Olympics. But Jimmy then decides, she doesn't understand who he is, and Nancy breaks up with him. And Jimmy then kind of goes into like a steroid temper, which causes him to be violent to the point of attacking Nancy and his mother. Samuel Barber's Adagio for Strings plays as the atmospheric soundtrack as he loses his mind and balls. So let's go to that. This is actually one of my favorite scenes actually here from South Park because of the music, because of the homage to the writing. And Jimmy just, the acting here is pretty good for a cartoon. So let's go to that scene.
Yeah, nice pics. Sweet buttons.
Jimmy, I thought we were meeting at the donut shop.
The games are in 2 days, Nancy. I can't be wasting my time.
I guess I didn't realize I was a waste of time.
Oh, Jesus, you're gonna start running your mouth up again? Push it! Push it!
Jimmy, everyone's worried about you. You seem different.
They're all just jealous.
You're not the boy I fell in love with last week during free period. I'm leaving you.
You're not leaving me. You try to leave me, and I'll kill you, bitch.
You can't treat people like this.
I just shut your mouth, bitch! Why did you make me do it, huh? You're not leaving anybody. You just keep your goddamn mouth shut and do it. Damn toad.
Oh my God.
Jimmy, oh my God. Stay away from me, you stupid bitches.
Punches a hole in the wall. Oh my God.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the rest of this recap of this episode. Subscribe to Suck My Balls, a South Park review on Spotify, Apple's, iTunes, anywhere you want to download a podcast. Just type that in, subscribe to our feed, and you'll get the latest, greatest episode each and every week. You can also listen to us on YouTube and go back and watch some videos or any of our library. It's all there. Suck My Balls, South Park review. Hey guys, we just want to take this quick time out here just to recognize our sponsor. What's that? Well, who's our sponsor?
Baked Boys Club.
Baked Boys Club. TheBakedBoysClub.com.
The Baked Boys Club.
That's right, the Baked Boys Club. You can use our code SuckMyBallsPod and you'll save how much, Joe?
20 motherfucking percent.
20.
You heard it right.
20%.
20%.
That's right, 20%.
20.
That's 1/5 off your order just by typing in Suck My Balls Pod at thebakedboysclub.com. What does the Baked Boys Club have? Well, they've got hats, they've got shirts, they've got stickers, tons of different apparel. They've got mystery boxes, and if you use that code, according to Scoop, it brings it down to $49.95. So use Suck My Balls Pod code at thebakedboysclub.com. Baked Boys, not just a brand,
a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. That's right.
It's a lifestyle. I may have been too big to do that.
Once again, shout out to our sponsor there, thebakeboysclub.com. Use our code SuckMyBallsPod and you'll save 20% off your order. The Baked Boys. Not just a brand. It's kind of a lifestyle, you know. One can bake to be a boy, big boy. Or be a girl, be a guy, be a cis. I don't know. Be whoever you want. Be a baked person. But be part of the Baked Boys Club. Cartman's plan, as we continue here in Special Olympics, is going to really fall short, Joe, because he fails to consider the fact that these handicapped contestants have had weeks, months of intensive training. They're in great shape, and, you know, Cartman's not really in the best of shape.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, he comes in last. Jimmy comes in first in the Special Olympics. However, Cartman does get the Spirit Award, which is the $50 gift voucher to Shakey's Pizza. But when he comes up to collect that prize, Jimmy chastises him, says, dude, you're not mentally handicapped, or calls him, you know, faking him retardation. We'll use the term here. And ironically was about to beat him up for being a cheater. But then Timmy looks at him and goes, Jimmy, kind of scolds him. And then Jimmy gets up to the microphone to says that he's learned his lesson, namely that taking steroids is cheating. It's on par with pretending to be retarded and to participate in the Special Olympics. This results in having him give back his medal, delivering a heartfelt speech to the audience who applaud him for being honest. And then the episode ends with Cartman trying to convince the rest of the boys that he was pretending to be retarded to teach Jimmy a lesson about steroids. They don't fall for it. And this results in Cartman telling them to grow up as he walks away. And that's how the episode ends. So let's go to a couple clips there, because there's some good stuff in there that my description kind of glosses over a lot here.
Yeah.
Area B.
Okay, racers, are we ready?
Here we go.
Take your marks.
Cartman,
On your marks, get set.
And comes him out.
Great job, everyone. You three advance to the next heat.
All right.
Good job.
We did it.
Earlier in the episode, Joe, before we move on here, we should also go over this part when Cartman signs up and he has his mom actually go with him.
Oh my God, yeah. He's retarded.
All right, here we go. I want to skip this part here.
Okay, next in line, please.
Now.
Hello there. Hello. I would like to sign my son up, please. Oh, great.
Wearing a
What's his name?
Kool-Aid shirt.
Eric
Oh, yeah.
Cartman.
Cartman!
Okay, age. He's 9. Okay, and what's his disability? He's retarded. No, I'm asking what his specific condition is. Down syndrome, cerebral palsy? Oh, I'm not sure. Sweetie, what is your condition?
How should I know? I'm retarded.
I'll just leave that blank for now.
I like how the volunteer totally buys this, though. Like, she's like, oh, okay, that's fine.
See, I thought that she was just kind of like, she realized it was bullshit from the beginning, because she gives Cartman a suspicious look, and she just kind of takes the I'm not fucking dealing with this approach.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, because like when Leanne says, oh, he's retarded, she has like the get the fuck out of here look on her face, you know?
That's true. That's a good point. All right, let's go back to the montage now here of Cartman trying to win and Jimmy winning.
Great job, everyone. You three advance to the next heat.
All right.
Good job.
We did it. Yeah, guess I just had to kick ass in the other events.
As he comes in last in swimming. As you can hear there from the noise, now Jimmy is going to, be named the winner of the Special Olympics. And as we mentioned, Cartman gets named the Spirit Award. And as he comes up to accept this award all breaks down because we have some special guests here on stage as well. Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, and Jason Giambi, who at the time, if you are unaware, don't know follow sports, they were prolific in the fact that they hit a lot of home runs, but it was also discovered that they might have been using performance-enhancing drugs. Allegedly, in a court of law, we don't know, but allegedly might have been using performance-enhancing drugs. And
McGuire admitted to it.
Okay, Mark McGuire admitted to it. All right, well, let's go to that here.
For winning the Spirit Award, Eric will receive this gift certificate to Shakey's for $50. Come on up, Eric.
I keep going to Shakey's.
What the hell do you think you're doing, Eric? You faked being handicapped to win? I should kick your ass right here, you lousy no-good cheater. Timmy.
Timmy.
What? Timmy. Oh my God. You're right, Timmy. You're totally right.
Oh, fuck it, that.
Everyone, can I have your attention, please?
Here we get one of the great speeches.
I'm afraid I have to give back my medal.
Celebrities and pan to them, just like they did in the Jamba.
The truth is, I haven't been playing fair either.
Or the
I've been using
Yeah, Butter's very own show.
Yeah,
I was willing to do anything to be the best, and the steroids made me blunt to the people I was hurting. A good friend even tried to talk me out of it, and I wouldn't listen to him.
Yeah, he's sitting there smiling like the shit kicked out of him.
Taking steroids is just like pretending to be handicapped at the Special Olympics. Because you're taking all the fairness out of the game. But I know now that even if you do win on steroids, you're really not a winner. You're just a pussy. You're just a big, fat pussy. And if you take steroids, the only decent thing to do is come forward and say, remove me from the record books. Because I am a big, stinky, pussy, steroid-taking jackass. That's how I feel about myself, and why I must decline this medal and my place in the history books. And if you let me, I'll be back next year to compete with honor.
Everyone's okay with this, so okay, that's fine.
Hey, good for you for being honest.
Well, guys, I guess now you see what I was up to all along. I dressed up like a handicapped person and lost the Special Olympics on purpose so that Jimmy could learn his lesson about steroids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well, you guys are assholes! Grow up!
That's how the episode ends, Joe. That's how the episode ends. So why don't you take us down the road? Take us into some trivia.
Sure. This is the first episode that we see Nathan, Francis Michael, Chad Handler, Dennis Murray, Reggie Bott, Burke, Colette, Francis, and Lenora, who all later appear in Crippled Summer, Funny Bot, sponsored content, and Moss Piglet.
Are you ready for a summer? Sorry.
Are you ready for a good time? God, that is such a good episode. This is the second time Cartman's mom gets him to lie for him or to get him into something. The first time was in Freak Strike when, of course, whatever, I do what I want. Kyle assumes that Cartman would be going to hell, which obviously, if you know anything about Judaism, you know that this contradicts the Jewish faith due to the fact that they don't believe in such a thing as hell.
True, but I think for Kyle's perspective here, he was trying to convince Cartman, right, as his friend, you're going to go to hell, right?
Yeah, and that's how I viewed it too, because Cartman always talks about going to heaven where he can get $10,000 cash. Cartman mentioned
that's cash.
Yep, exactly. Cartman does mention that Kyle hasn't seen The Passion. Obviously, we know in the next episode, Kyle goes to see the film and goes as far to admit that Cartman's anti-Semitism might actually have some basis in it.
Just to quote it now, because I want to get it out of the way. I learned some German back in the day, just from the next episode of Cartman. What he says is really bad in German. He says, what is our main goal? To remove the Jews from Jerusalem. But the people in the audience aren't going to get that anyway.
Yeah,
as far as like
yeah.
South Park audience.
Because they even make
in South Park, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they even make the joke, oh, this must be Aramaic. Jimmy's final speech confessing to using steroids, as we just said a couple minutes ago, is pretty similar to Steven Stotch at the end of Butter's very own episode, in that while he was confessing to doing something, he was also trying to shame others into confessing to the same thing. Confess! The program Cartman uses to write his essays is called Word Writer, a parody of popular word processing programs such as MS Word, Corel, WordPerfect, and others. When Cartman is writing his essay on mentally handicapped people and special needs, all the sections of his essays say the same thing. So I actually, when I was watching this episode, I paused the screen and read what he was typing out to confirm it. And because it's really only up there for about 2 seconds. And I don't know the verity of this next one because I thought it was more trying to look like the Kool-Aid Man, but this is saying that the shirt Cartman wears when dressing as a special needs child and participating is an homage to Face from Nick Jr.
I'm sorry, but 2004, as we know as South Park fans, I think his daughter was not alive then. So like, I don't think he was watching Nick Jr. I think that's a Kool-Aid Man reference.
Yeah, like if it were blue or green or anything other than red, I would agree with it being Face from Nick Jr. But not red. If he's wearing red, he's trying to be
fucking intro next week. You're getting the Nick Jr. fucking theme. Go ahead and take us through some references to pop culture.
You're gonna give me the Face from Nick Jr.
That's it. Oh, I swear to God.
You're angry because you remember it just as badly as I do.
Sister, yes. Oh God.
I was gonna say you had a sibling, I had cousins. That damn screen. It really was.
I just wanted to fucking punch that.
I know. That and the stupid popsicle stick.
Oh my God, the popsicles. Okay, so let's get into some pop culture. I'm sorry about it. What's some pop culture references, Joe?
Went off on there has been some controversy surrounding this episode and the movie The Ringer starring Johnny Knoxville, as both feature pretty much the same plot: someone pretending to be special needs in order to compete in the Special Olympics. The Ringer was written and filmed months before this episode, but wasn't released until after the episode aired. I'm fairly certain Matt and Trey knew what was going on with the movie, though. According to the episode's commentary, Matt and Trey did not think it would be a big deal since the idea didn't seem that hard to come up with and was only the B story to, of course, the A story of Jimmy getting on the gas. They even expressed concern to how someone could extend this storyline to 2 hours.
That's what's making me laugh. Just that line, like just them thinking, like, how could you even make this into a movie?
Yeah, right. As I was saying at the beginning of the episode, the title refers to the 1964 novel Up the Down Staircase by Belle Kaufman, which was then made into a 1967 movie starring Sandy Dennis. Trey Parker admitted he had to perform this story in a high school play and absolutely hated it. The episode is based on an HBO Life Stories Families in Crisis episode entitled The Body to Die For, the Aaron Henry story, starring Ben Affleck as a steroid abusing high school athlete who ends up beating up his girlfriend.
Yeah, it's not as good as Basketball Diaries with Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, not at all. During the scenes in which Cartman and Jimmy are training for and also competing in the Special Olympics is a slightly sped up version of Push It to the Limit from the 1983 movie Scarface. The trio of baseball players who present the awards at the end of the Special Olympics, as we saw, are Jason Giambi, Barry Bonds, and Mark McGuire, all of whom had been allegedly linked or were linked to steroids at the time. The camera cuts to the baseball players implying that they use a juice as well. Once again, it harkens back to Butter's very own episode with Gary Condit, O.J. Simpson, and John and Patricia Ramsey. In the opening scene, as we talked about, the boys are once again playing investigative reports with Bill Curtis. I'm Bill Curtis, as they did in Cartman Joins NAMBLA. The scene where Jimmy's father asks Jimmy if he was masturbating is reminiscent of the film American Pie, when the father of one of the main characters, played by Eugene Levy, who's a goddamn comic genius, asks his son, Jim, if he was masturbating before he entered the room.
Oh, how old do you feel now reading that, though? Like American Pie.
Right in the movie. No. And the movie was like 5 years old at that point, too.
Oh, my God.
During the training sequences and montages. Cartman can be seen using a Mac, but so the UI and screen background and theme and everything of that is actually the Windows 2000 copy of MS Word.
Basically, like when he got the Toshiba Handybook, he put an Apple probably case on the outside, but has the Microsoft stuff on the inside.
Yeah. Probably the use of Barber's version of Adagio for strings in a scene of violence mirrors Platoon and the Simpsons episode, The Strong Arms of the Ma. Obviously, that scene in Platoon is paid homage or parodied a lot. Family Guy did it at one point with the Vietnam.
It's a very iconic scene.
Yeah, definitely. In Cartman's room, there is a poster of Mel Gibson in Braveheart. This is also seen in the next episode. He becomes pretty obsessed with Mel Gibson in this.
Bitch, I'll kick your fucking ass, bitch. I'm like 6 foot tall. Sir, if I knew where Mel Gibson's was, I'd be down on my knees sucking his balls, sir.
Yeah, oh my God. The next episode is so great. Season 8 is almost all bangers. We got Vote or Die coming up too. During the montage, Cartman studies the movements of Kid Rock. This is not Kid Rock's only connection to South Park, as he was also on the soundtrack for Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. And in Jimmy's bedroom, you can see a poster for Steve Austin, the $6 billion man.
Well, there you go. That's some of your trivia and pop culture here. Let's round out this episode with what do we like. Of course, this is as you mentioned there, it's a cult classic. This is one of the finer episodes of South Park. I mean, you can start season 8 with Good Times with Weapons. You move into this episode, followed up with Passion of the Jew. South Park just really kicks off season really strong here. And this episode is a really strong comedic episode.
It really is.
I mean, and Cartman is not even the focal point, as he's the B storyline, as Trey and Matt even note that on their commentary, that he's the B storyline here trying to win the Special Olympics. The A storyline is Jimmy and Timmy, and Timmy finding out that Jimmy took steroids and Jimmy taking steroids to try and win the Special Olympics. And of course, the satirical take on the end that was relevant with pop culture in regards to all three of those baseball players allegedly not, at the time we didn't know, Mark McGuire later admitted it, but allegedly taking, human growth hormones or steroids for performance enhancing in their game, their field of athletic nature. So in this regard, I think that when you encapsulate all that, the comedy, the pop cultural takes, the different scenes, the music that's implemented in this episode from Push It to the Limit and the Adagio by Strings, this is a really good top-notch episode.
It really is. The movie homage to Platoon, as you said, with the Adagio for Strings, the calling out Bonds, Giambi, and McGuire. It was great, especially the fact that they made it a callback to Butter's very own episode.
Before we move on here, I want to also point out, in 2004, the internet wasn't as prevalent as it is now, right? We had MySpace was kind of starting to pop up. We had AOL and Yahoo, and things were moving along from that dial up to more of the DSL, I'd say, around this time frame. So the internet was getting better. Online gaming was happening. Hell, I remember bridging my Xbox 360 connection into my computer so I could get Xbox Live, right? Because I didn't want to pay for the adapters and shit. So the internet was improving. But, when this came out, when South Park took that shot at Barry Bonds, Jason Giambi, Mark McGuire, nobody else was really in, as far as a entertainment standpoint, saying it. You might have heard it, rumblings, or they might have been discussing it on sports broadcasting shows and stuff like that. But nobody was really directly coming at them. And once again, Matt Stone and Trey Parker are like, no, fuck these guys. What? They're cheating.
Yeah. And this was about 6 months after. This was during spring training for the 04 season. And if I have
Balco.
Right in the middle of Balco, actually, because this was right after Bonds set the home run record and hit 73. I want to say he did that in the 2003 season.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Mark McGuire admitted to it, and out of all those three, Mark McGuire is the only one with the job, right? He's a coach.
Yeah, he's a hitting coach for And Bonds has tried. It's just that Bonds has said there's a generational gap, and Bonds has always been a very aloof individual.
I don't know. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there is your full recap this week for season 8, episode 2, Up the Down Steroid. I, of course, have mentioned it every week. I'm your host in the heat, and I can't be beat. I'm your guy who's high where the air is dry. Ya boy, MSG. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. You can follow us as a podcast by going to linktr.ee/South Park Pod. Type in South Park Pod on Google, Linktree, that'll come right up. Or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at South Park Pod, Suck My Balls Pod, and South Park Pod on Facebook. Just look us up, follow us, download us, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your sister, tell that guy who's on the corner who's asking you for money, but he's got a phone, just to listen to my podcast. Just say Suck My Balls Podcast, and he'll be like, what?
Just be like, hey, William, listen to this.
William. Anyway, my boy, Dr. Dirty JV, what's going on in your world on this week? End of what, March 12th? You're going to be in Vegas, aren't you?
I was supposed to be in Vegas this weekend. Unfortunately, not going to happen. This weekend, meaning the 6th. I meant the March 12th. Yeah. March 12th, New Era Wrestling at Mile High Comics off Jason Street in Denver. That is actually the largest comic book store in the world. Sunday, March 13th, the Denver Death Trip at the Roxy Theater in 5 Points, Denver. That's a little closer downtown. And that's about it right now. So just support your local scenes too. Yeah,
go to comic stores, buy some action figures, support artists, support the ever-growing community. Because, you don't want to just like live in a boring life where everything is like repeated over and over by mainstream media. Then we just get the same movies remade over and over. That sucks.
Support independent entertainment and media too.
If they remake Rocky, I will find. I will find Stallone and punch him in the face if they remake.
They did remake Rocky. It's called Creed.
That's not a remake of Rocky. That's a sequel. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of Suck My Balls. We'll see you back next week with Ticket Taker Rick, and we're gonna let you watch it, even if you're not over 17, because this movie is rated R by the Most Convicted Association of America. But since it's got accurately depict the crucifixion of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we're gonna let you see it. We'll see you next week.
Suck my balls. Suck my balls.
No!
Suck my balls. Suck my balls. Suck my balls. Suck my balls. Suck my balls.
Suck my balls.